African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 11th of October, 2024. From October 5th to 11th, the armed forces of the Russian Federation carried out 38 group strikes with high-precision weapons, including Kinzhal hypersonic aeroballistic missiles, as well as strike unmanned aerial vehicles. As a result of the strikes, oil and gas and energy facilities that supported the operation of Ukrainian military-industrial complex enterprises, as well as the infrastructure of military airfields, were damaged. In addition, workshops for the production and storage of unmanned boats and UAVs, fuel depots, ammunition depots, and military technical equipment, as well as temporary deployment points for units of the Ukrainian armed forces, nationalist groups, and foreign mercenaries were hit. Over the course of a week, 43 Ukrainian servicemen surrendered on the contact line. Units of the North Group of Forces continued the operation to destroy Ukrainian armed forces formations in the Kursk region, during which they liberated the settlements of Novaya Sorokyna and Pokrovsky. Airstrikes, drone strikes, and artillery fire defeated units of 6 mechanized brigades, a tank brigade, 3 airborne assault brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces, a Marine brigade, 4 territorial defense brigades, and a National Guard brigade. In the Volchansk and Lipsov directions, units of the motorized infantry, Ranger, airborne assault brigades of the armed forces of Ukraine, 2 territorial defense brigades, and a National Guard brigade were defeated. Over the course of a week, in the area of responsibility of the North Group of Forces, the enemy's losses amounted to over 2,090 servicemen, 9 tanks, 32 combat armored vehicles, 26 cars, and a Czech-made Vampire multiple launch rocket system launcher, and 25 field artillery guns, 5 electronic and counter-battery warfare stations. Units of the West Group of Forces continued to advance into the depths of the enemy's defense during the week and occupied more advantageous positions. They defeated the formations of 2 tank, 6 mechanized, assault brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces, 2 territorial defense brigades, and 2 National Guard brigades. 23 counterattacks by assault groups of the Ukrainian armed forces were repelled. The enemy lost up to 2,920 servicemen, 2 tanks, 16 others combat armored vehicles, including 8 U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carriers, 46 vehicles, and 35 field artillery pieces, including 11 self-propelled artillery units and 155 mm howitzers supplied to the Ukrainian armed forces by NATO countries. In addition, 13 electronic and counter-battery warfare stations, as well as 22 field ammunition depots, were destroyed. As a result of decisive actions by units of the Southern Group of Troops, the settlements of Zelenoy Toroy and Ostrovskoy of the Donetsk People's Republic were liberated. The manpower and equipment of 5 mechanized, 1 motorized infantry, 2 infantry, 1 assault, 1 mountain assault, 1 airborne assault, 2 airmobile brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces, 1 territorial defense brigade, and 2 National Guard brigades were damaged. 22 counterattacks by assault units of the Ukrainian armed forces were repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to 4,790 military personnel, 4 armored combat vehicles, 53 cars, and 45 field artillery pieces, 37 of which were of Western manufacture. 5 electronic warfare stations and 10 field ammunition depots were destroyed. The settlement of Grodovka in the Donetsk People's Republic has been liberated by active actions of units of the Center Group of Forces. The following formations were defeated: a tank brigade, 7 mechanized brigades, a motorized infantry brigade, 2 infantry brigades, a ranger brigade, an airborne brigade of the Ukrainian armed forces, 2 Marine brigades, 3 territorial defense brigades, and 3 National Guard brigades. 58 counterattacks by enemy assault groups were repelled. Over the course of a week, Ukrainian forces lost up to 3,370 servicemen, 4 tanks, including Leopard tanks made in Germany and AMX-10 tanks made in France, and 11 other armored combat vehicles, including an M113 armored personnel carrier and a Bradley infantry fighting vehicle made in the United States. 27 vehicles and 26 field artillery pieces were destroyed. As a result of coordinated actions by units of the East Group of Forces, the settlement of Zolotaye Niva in the Donetsk People's Republic was liberated. The manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized and motorized infantry brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, 4 territorial defense brigades and a National Guard brigade were damaged. 10 counterattacks by assault units of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were repelled. The enemy lost up to 780 servicemen, 5 armored combat vehicles, including 2 U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carriers, and 51 cars. 16 field artillery pieces were destroyed, 12 of which were produced by NATO countries. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces inflicted defeat on formations of 2 mechanized, infantry, mountain assault brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, a Marine brigade and 4 territorial defense brigades. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 480 servicemen, 27 vehicles, and 14 field artillery pieces. 7 electronic and counter-battery warfare stations, as well as 4 field ammunition depots, were destroyed. Over the course of a week, air defense systems shot down 3 U.S.-made Adams operational tactical missiles, 3 French-made Hammer guided air bombs, AS-200 anti-aircraft missile system guided missile converted for firing at ground targets, 33 U.S.-made HIMARS rockets, and 603 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. Since the beginning of the special military operation, a total of 646 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 33,419 unmanned aerial vehicles, 582 anti-aircraft missile systems, 18,607 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,470 multiple launch rocket systems, 15,988 field artillery pieces and mortars, and 27,145 special military vehicles have been destroyed. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.